Hello and welcome back to the channel, everyone. James here from JVC Paints with another Army Showcase video for you all today. Today is a bolt-action German early war anti-tank gun platoon at 1,000 points with 16 order dice. Is this the cheesiest bolt-action army out there? Possibly. Is it the cheesiest one I've ever made for bolt-action? Absolutely. As always, I put timestamps below for your convenience, so if you want to skip around and watch another part over again, you can do that. Photos will be up at the end. But before I start talking about the Army, a big shout out to British Legion, aka Nick. I finally got myself to 1,000 subs, and Nick gave me my first shout out about 6 years ago, which took my channel from 8 subs to like 25 in less than 24 hours, and I was ecstatic. So big cheers to Nick. Go check out his channel. There'll be a link for it below. So let's take a look at the Army here real quick. This list is from the Battle of France, page 104, from Warlord Games and Osprey Publishing. It's based on Rommel's 7th Panzer Division and the Panzerjägerabteilung of Rommel, led by Oberstleutnant Johann Mickl during the invasion of France in the Low Countries. This army I made originally started out as a joke with my friend JC. We were having a couple beers chatting one night, and each of us tried to make the cheesiest 1,000.16 dice tournament list. And this is the list I came up with a few years ago. I don't think I would take it to a tourney, as I prefer to make friends rather than real life gaming enemies. After all, this is bold action, not 40k, right? So first up, we're going to take a look at the HQ selections. Here we have a regular second lieutenant and his man. They come in at 60 points. They both have SMGs. Next to them, we have a regular forward artillery observer and his man, also with both SMGs. They come in at 110 points. And then finally, for my HQ, we have an inexperienced chaplain. He is inexperienced, of course, and he's armed with a pistol. All of the figures are Wargames Foundry with some minor modifications and conversions and things like that. For example, the lieutenant here, I swapped out his hand with an MP40 and gave him some binoculars, make it more dynamic, like he's running back to the troops, saying they're on their way, they're on their way. Next to them, I gave this guy the ammo clip pouch from Warlord, an extra one I had, and I made his NCO a ginger guy because you always need a ginger guy in your army. And of course, the chaplain. He's drunk, he's wasted, he's having some flashbacks to, the Battle of Verdun or Ypres or something like that, and he's not handling being back in Belgium or France very well. He's unshaven, he's got his gun out, and he's very, very drunk. It's Father John von Hackett. So that is the HQ for the Army. As the backbone of this force, we of course need anti-tank guns. So for this army, I've put 3 37mm packs, 36s, all of them which are regular. They're all 50 points. They each have a 3-man crew. The maximum range of the light anti-tank gun is 48, penetration of +4, and an HE of 1. It has a gun shield. The gun shield gives these guys a little bit more protection from gunfire, so they'll die on 5s as opposed to 4s. The models, of course, are all from Rubicon. What I've done, I put some put the ammo out on each of them on the back of the bases. As you can see here, we've done range poles. You can see it on this one and this one. Maybe I'll turn this one just so you can check it out a little bit here. Put some range poles. They give you 5 figures. I just took 3. The other 6 figures that I have left over are just sort of spares right now. I've talked a little bit about Rubicon figures before. They are pretty sparse for detail, but I endeavored on these guys. We'll just turn this guy here. Maybe you can check it out. I've done the National Shield on the helmets, and on the other binocular guy here, done the Eagle. Given them ranks, made sure that I did their epaulets and all that wonderful stuff as well. So yeah, this is the 150 points right there. This is the meat and potatoes of the Army. Let's check out one more gun. Then we have this beast, the 88 Flak 37 AAAT gun. It's regular, has a maximum range of 84 inches, penetration of 7+. So basically can pretty much blow anything up on anything but a 1. It has gun shield, giving the guys a +1 to their save. Having them die on 5s from small arms fire. It has the Flak rule. It's versatile, so it can also fire as a howitzer, and it has a 3-inch HE footprint. It's fixed, so if you want to rotate the gun 90 degrees, you have to use an advance, and you get a -1 for that. It also, I've given them a spotter, which is this guy here. He's on his own. He's just a captain, I guess. The actual model itself is an Italeri Tamiya 1/48 scale kit, but the crew is Rubicon. This is my entry for the group build, so I'm not going to talk too much about it right here, but suffice to say, I did doll it up a little bit here. I've got the 7th Panzer Division markings on the front there. But that's for another video, as that the group build ends next week. So I'll have a whole other video talking about the history of the 88 and this model that I've done. And just in case I have to bring the 88 onto the table, I have a regular horse-drawn limber, my World War II horse-drawn limber. Here we go, converted from Gallic war horses from Warlord. Comes in at 10 points. They die on 3s. They're slow in towing, and they cannot take objectives. That would be even too cheesy for this army if you could, but it would make an interesting film, the military teamsters holding the crossroads, keeping their ponies safe, holding that objective. These are the guns. In order to keep his pack safe, Oberstleutnant Mickl is going to need some supporting units. So first up here, we have a 9-man regular infantry unit with an LMG. There's a loader. The NCO has a rifle. They come in at 110 points. All of these figures are from Foundry. What I've done with them, I've endeavored to do the rank, as you can see here, and the epaulets, the army shields on the helmets. And we'll just turn this one guy here so you can also see I've done the national shield. And any other sort of small details that might have popped out on these figures. In order to get these guys where they might need to be on the table, we have a truck. Let me just zoom over here. We'll slap it down here. The truck is regular. It comes with an MMG. The MMG on the top here has the flak rule. Oops. Flak rule comes in at 54 points. The MMG here is removable. In case I need to make points for something else or use it in for another army. This is a 148th Tamiya kit. What can I say so much about the kit? The kit was pretty straightforward. This is probably the third or fourth one I've built. Unfortunately, when I was doing the varnishing, the windshield and windows and things like that, they got a bit messed up and glazed over. I did give them the Panzer Division no marking on the front here. To remind myself that I did actually do it for this army. And just basic weathering, brown wash on the bottom, and then sort of more dry brushing to bring up some mud and stuff like that. I think the effect looks pretty good. So this is the guys and their truck. In case hordes of French soldiers, BEF, or Belgians try full frontal assault on my pack guns, which of course I would have them all tucked away in cover, and with their gun shields they'd be sitting pretty. I've got these three-man LMG teams with anti-aircraft mounts, and that one too. It doesn't look like it, but I paid for it. Gives them the flak rule and also makes them fixed, which means that it's advanced to turn and fire. They're 40 points apiece, so this comes in at 120 points. The figures are all from Foundry, of course. Great looking figures. Can't complain about the figures. I've endeavored to do the details, as you can see, with some rank insignias and helmet decals and things like that. However, the gun mounts, particularly these ones here, and this one to an extent, but definitely these two, a lot of cleaning. Foundry could definitely go in and clean out some of these older molds and update their World War II range. As the decimated hordes of French soldiers, BEF, or Belgians retreat from their ill-fated assault on my pack guns, being broken up by the LMG teams, I've got two MMG bikes here to do all the mop-up. They're both regular at 40 points apiece. They have recce, they can turn on spot, and of course with the 6 shots, there's 12 shots right there, which is pretty devastating. These are both Tamiya 148th scale bikes. These are probably the 11th and 12th times I've done this kit. I've got thousands of these things laying around. In fact, I've got 12 of them now. What I've done, the only little bit of doodadding I've done with it is I've swapped out the heads here and the rifles with Warlord ones. Just make them a little bit more sturdy. Unfortunately, I didn't have any extra MG34s, or if I had, I would have swapped out the ones on the front here because they are a little bit fragile. Finally, in case any enemy armor shows up, we've got a Panzerjäger I. It is an armor rating of 7. It is open top. It has a medium anti-tank gun. It has a range of 60 inches. The gun has a +5 penetration with an HE of 1. It comes in at 115 points. The model is Company B. This is a resin kit, 2-part resin kit. We had the body, and then the gun was separate. The 2 figures here are Tamiya 148th tank crew figures, which I did the smallest of small conversions by giving them those berets that they were wearing at the beginning of World War II. Pretty straightforward. It was a nice kit to do. This is the first time I've done a resin from Company B. I have done some of their other figures, but didn't go too hog wild with this. I put some helmets on the side there, painted the Balkan crews. I'll just turn it here so you can see the obverse here. Yeah, I just did the jack in black and things like that. Look at this guy. He's wondering if he needs a shave, I suppose. So that brings the army up to exactly 1,000 points and 16 dice using the models of 6 different manufacturers. Now, these figures here in this are not part of the army that I came up with after having a few beers a couple of years ago with my buddy JC. But they can be used as swap-ins for different ways to tweak the army here and there. So the army, as it is now, already has 5 units with flak, and air observers are kind of rare. So removing the AA mounts from the LMG teams gives me back another 30 points and allows them to go from fixed to non-fixed, which also gives them a lot more flexibility, I think. Those 30 points can be added in as an extra man for the lieutenant and for the artillery observer. And then also allows me, with the extra 10 points, to upgrade the chaplain to a veteran, which would be kind of handy. Another possibility is the addition of a 17th dice. That would be a medic. Now, I don't have a medic figure exactly, but I painted up this figure here as a political officer of some sort, like a Gauleiter or something like that. Let me move him to more center stage here. So I thought maybe I could use him as a medic. If I don't use him as a medic, he can also be used as an objective marker or something like that. And another possibility for the 17th dice is to basically get rid of this guy, add a Kubelwagen here, a veteran Kubelwagen, and then upgrade the chaplain to regular. Another possibility is to lose the extra guys, the chaplain, etc., and the dices will go down, and then I can maybe give myself a captain, which would then give me a lot of snap to dices as well. If you have any other ideas on how this list could be tweaked, let me know in the comments below. I'm going to wrap this up here and leave you all with some photos of the project here at the end. If you can please do the whole trinity of YouTube and give me the like, the comment, and the subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Keep those brushes moving, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.